YouTube, how we doing? PPS here, YouTube. Coming. Ooh, what is this? When's the last time we went on here, dude? I'm trying to think. It's been like a week, 10 days.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
I think last Monday, maybe. Honestly, we did the little Spaces thing the other day. I saw, I think, 170 guys tuned in the end. So appreciate you guys. A little short notice action there, but yeah, it was some fun. Excited to get back into the swing of things on YouTube here.
Yeah, no, it's been a little while since we've been live. I know I was driving. At least I got to see a good game for the Brewers. I didn't know how good my seats were, bro. I went in. I was like 12 rows off behind the plate, and there was no one in my row, which was wild. Yeah. It was. They were like $130. Like, it was not crazy. Like, I thought it would be like.
You were borderline on TV. Like, if I was watching the game, I probably would have seen you once or twice when the camera pans on like a foul ball. You were like right there.
Yeah. It was pretty sick. I've only done bleachers before, so that was a cool experience for me. But yeah, it was wild. We got to see my boy Terang hit a tank there as well. I had that parlay with Freddie Peralta in there, who threw unbelievable outside of his 1 inning blow up, like he always does. But yeah, it was a cool game. Definitely different, doing public transit. Like I said, it was just different, I'm not used to doing that and just kind of going into trains and shit. It's just not my thing. That always happens for me, at least.
Yeah, well, hey, hopefully it went okay. Like I said, I'm the complete opposite. Going to school in DC, I took the metro to school every day, starting at like 11. You know what I mean? So I was just that little ass kid on the train by himself. So it's interesting. You get used to it. There's some pros and some cons, but hopefully it treated you pretty well.
Yeah, it wasn't too weird. We also, you also got to remember I was going at 12:40, 12:30 in the afternoon, so I didn't have to it wasn't anything too crazy. Just poured on me on my drive home, so that was that sucked. But yeah, I ended up cashing a couple tickets there. Got to see Tom Brady's card store, which was right there as well. He has opened up the card vault, which is right next to it, but all overpriced shit. That's just completely just way too high. So. Is
it like Tom Brady owns it? What's his relation to it?
Tom Brady over the last couple of years has gone to a couple nationals. I've seen him in the sports card world. I think it's just like a card store owned by him, I would assume. Didn't have any grails or anything, like anything crazy of his or anything, but it was Pokemon and a bunch of other stuff in there too. So some pretty big cards. I give him that, but I don't know what his relationship is to it, or obviously he owns it, but I don't know if it's like he's there all the time or anything. But
interesting.
Yeah, it was literally right across the road from Wrigley. Like, you walk, I'm like, this would be the worst place ever to try to work, like on that road in Wrigleyville. Fuck that.
Yep. No, yeah. I was just down there. I didn't see it. That's why I was curious, But I spent like a week or two right across from Wrigley. And like you said, imagine just going on your regular commute home and then a billion Cubs fans just get on the train. It's like not ideal. You know what I mean? Not ideal, but it's still a pretty cool area to visit.
Yeah, it was. It was nice. It was a good game, and 7-0. And then obviously the 2 losses yesterday. All you have to do is win 2, right? When you're up 9 games heading into the series, it's just time's running out on you a little bit. So I will be at the game on Monday again. That will be here. I think the Mets are in town in Milwaukee, starting up next week or on Thursday or Friday. So they're doing the Euchre weekend, so all the tickets are crazy. It's like the remembrance of life. It would be pretty crazy down there on those days. But yeah, let's jump into some bets. I know we had our bets, like I said, a while ago. I believe I had this one. I don't remember if this won or not. I don't.
I haven't played.
I think yours hit. Yours was Torkelson, and I think that was a day that hit.
Yeah, Torque did hit. Torque did hit.
And then for some reason, I think Eovaldi got lit up. That sounds right. So I'm going to guess that was what happened. 39, 37, 11 years. But yeah, I think that was the day that Eovaldi got just smacked around, that I was just like, holy shit, dude, you got wrecked in that one. So 1-1 there, and we head into today's slate. Obviously, a couple games started already. Um, Blue Jays going to lose. Phillies are winning, and the Astros continue to be the worst team in baseball. So, um, I guess we get anything you want to talk about from those.
Yeah, the Astros thing, man. I was bet before this little stretch. I was betting on them a little bit, and they were looking good. And then I think I bet once or twice in this little stretch, but I kind of backed off. And they've been, I mean, really bad. I saw our guy John Legeza put out a tweet the other day, just going in depth on a lot of these advanced stats and just how bad it's been recently. So, yeah, not great. Definitely not a team I want to be betting on. Is Pena back in the lineup? He was there, and then he's
I didn't see him recently. I don't know if that switched or what, but
he's back. He's lead off today. I tried to bet on him like a week ago, and he wasn't in the lineup. So I don't know. That team is just stay away from him right now. I got to see some signs of life before I get back to that lineup. That's for no matter how bad the pitcher is too. Like I don't want anything to do with the Astros right now. And even looks like Framber didn't have his best day as well, which is kind of surprising.
Yeah, big shout out to my boy Jesus Luzardo. You guys know I'm a big Luzardo fan, and he's obviously just shoving on him right now. I think he had 12 strikeouts. They're up 3-1. He's looked really, really good. He's just been really bad out of the stretch, which always scares me off from doing the old ladder all the time, just because he always has those big innings, kind of like Freddie Peralta there. But yeah, so we get to head into today's slate. We still have quite a few games. I think there's only 3 early ones, so we have a lot of games to talk about. Anything sticking out to you, Stu, before we head in?
Yeah, I was just looking. Do we know how long Ohtani's going to pitch in this one? I was trying to check on.
Max out was 5. I think they talked about like his max out amount of innings was 5.
Gotcha. I remember hearing that the other day. I was just curious. I don't think any book would put out an outs line, but I was just so curious what that would even look like for a guy like Ohtani. Because obviously he's the most popular pitcher or player in the league. So even if books don't want to put out lines, sometimes they do. But I do not see anything for outs right now. But that caught my eye. I mean, you mentioned the Mets the other day. That's probably the game I'll be watching. They're playing my Nats in a little bit with Senga on the mound. I always love watching Senga pitch. One of the more interesting pitchers in the league. Some kind of weird up and downs this year at times, but he's very solid, good stuff. And even my Nats got Brad Lord. Could be maybe even, I see the under was plus money. I don't hate that. Brad Lord's been kind of good, surprisingly, for the Nats. I think he's actually earned himself a spot in the rotation next year, even over guys like Jake Irvin and Mitchell Parker, who I think he's put himself ahead of pretty easily at this point right now. And so I'm always interested to watch him pitch as well. So it should be a pretty solid game. I know the Mets were kind of not playing great for a little bit there, but nothing like a trip to DC to get right, face some trash bullpen guys, some random minor leaguers, get those bats going again right in time to play your team,
Yeah. I like the talk on the Ohtani stuff. I mean, when you already only have 5 innings to go and you still have I think it's 8 strikeouts or 7 strikeouts, it's crazy.
Is that what it is?
It's at plus money 6.5 over.
Oof.
Which is a little too rich for my liking. Obviously, I'm going to say the Brewers-Cubs game tonight. Big Miz on the mound. Obviously, had a really bad start coming off the IL, which was weird because he got smoked. He got smoked by a line drive, finished out the inning, and then came out. So that one was a tough one there. And I don't know. I really don't like a ton of these other games, to be honest. I really don't. There's not many other spots I'm really looking at. I haven't seen a Martin Perez prop in a long time, so seeing him back on the mound, I think he had one good outing. I think his last outing was pretty good, so I don't know.
Yeah, I was scrolling through. That gave me some nostalgia back to when he was the thumbnail for the show for a little bit there, when he was at times solid and then a really good fade as well, So those were the good old days. But you're right. And then I saw his age. He's only 34. I thought if you asked me to guess, it would have been like 38. I would have been like way over right there. So welcome back. I guess, like you said, he's pitched like 20 innings or something this year, 23, I think. So not someone I'd want to back that much, but he's probably not in prime fade territory either,
Yeah, no, it's interesting. I remember, betting Cal Quantrill and betting him, and now Quantrill just got kicked out of the league, so it's like, oh my goodness. So new age coming around. So, all right, we got 84 of you guys in here and gals across YouTube and Twitter. Appreciate you guys. If you got any questions, drop them in the chat. We'll try our best to get to them. And we'll get right into today's bets and get you guys on your way here on your Wednesday afternoon. So let's take it away, Stu.
Sounds good. Yeah, I got Shea Langeliers over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, minus 135. And honestly, like, you had the same reaction to this that I did when I said this. You're like, really? You're getting a number that good? And I agree. It kind of caught me off guard when I was scrolling through this morning because obviously I looked at Ober in the matchup, who has not been great this season, just in general. If I remember correctly, people were in the beginning of the year, like his best ball guys and the fantasy guys, they were really liking him. You know, he kind of jumped up the draft boards a decent amount. And last year, I believe, as well, if I recall correctly. But either way, a guy that, has some solid stuff, but even overall, not great. 5.15 ERA, expected ERA and expected batting average are both bottom 30th percentile on the season. And when you even look at the last 7 starts as well, is 0-5 with the 7.7 ERA. It's just not been a good run. When you look at it, where he's been beat up the most too, it's guys that are making hard contact. We got multiple double, triple home run games in that little span as well. So guys obviously hitting the ball pretty hard off him. Well, that's what Langeliers been doing. I mean, this guy, he's been arguably the best hitter in baseball since the All-Star break, since July 1st, that kind of time frame. If you want to go a little farther back, over 300, 350, has the most home runs in the league since the All-Star break. He's got 27 runs and 28 RBIs as well, which I like to see, where he's scoring a lot of runs and RBIs. When we talk about the hit run RBI market, obviously, a guy like Langeliers, total bases could make a lot of sense because back-to-back homers, power guy. But what I really like to see is the quadrant of the lineup playing well. I want to know who's in front of you, who's behind you. He's got Kurtz in front of him, who's been awesome, truly awesome. Whether he's getting on base or walking, the guy seems to walk every game at this point as well, which is very impressive for a young guy. So you got people getting on base in front of him. He's there. Then you got Rooker and Soderstrom behind him. There's going to be RBI chances if he walks. There's going to be run chances if he walks. There's going to be RBI chances in front of him with Kurtz there. Man, I just really like the top of this lineup. I even saw Jacob Wilson should be coming back pretty soon as well. I saw he just hit a double in AAA the other day. Not sure he gets the call quite today, but just a little bit more to add to that lineup. And honestly, I see some people on overs and stuff for earned runs, and I get it. I like it, but it's super juiced. A little bit more than this prop. And I'd kind of rather just focus in on the part of the lineup that I do trust that could, hit this in a lower scoring game if it does happen to be like that. But yeah, Langeliers just awesome. He's got great recent form. The pitch splits are good. Crushes the fastball, obviously, which he's going to see about 40% of the time in this matchup tonight. All the things, just great recent form, great lineup, little quadrant around him for ample runs and RBI opportunities. Hot offense, crushing it even on the road right now. Just a lot of factors right here that are making me, bet this as soon as I saw it. As soon as I saw it, as I was scrolling through, just obviously going to lock this one in here. So, people say it can be a little bit of a trap, and I get that. That definitely does happen. But I think over the last couple of years, when guys get really hot and they're not household names, I just think they're slow to adjust. I just think that's the honest answer of what it is. How much play volume is really coming in on the hits run RBI market? Because that's what changes numbers. It's money. How much money is really coming in on these props? I don't think it's that much. And I think for that reason, I think it's kind of a little bit slow to react. So the spot right here, just too many positive factors for me to, not click on it immediately. So that's my best bet for today.
Yeah. It was just not what I was expecting to see for a number from him, especially coming off of, a home run day last night. They obviously faced Joe Ryan, who I have in my fantasy league, and still got his strikeout, so we're happy to see that. Yep. Can't bet anything outside of strikeouts for Joe Ryan. Honestly, it's pretty wild. Same thing with Luzardo and Gilbert nowadays. They're all guys that you're just looking for the strikeouts there. So, I agree. I think this line's a little weird. for being coming off of these types of games, right? One of the hotter teams in the second half of the season. So, like the spot for sure. And I'm going to be going to 2 pitchers here for mine. I'm going to Andre Piante, 5 hits allowed, Cam Schindler, 4 Ks. Yeah, dude. I mean, this is as much as everybody wants to make fun of that dude's name. Dude throws fucking gas, so you can take 98 in the chin if you want to make fun of this dude. Yeah. Oh my God, this dude's averaging 98 on his 4-seamer. He throws it 57% of the time. Well, I would too when people can't hit it. I mean, the batting average of 222 against a 4-seamer is pretty wild. You're seeing a little bit of sweeper usage, 5%, curveball, 12%. But my thing is every one of his top 3 pitches, which make up, I believe, about 89 to 90% of his arsenal, are 23% plus swing and miss pitches, right? Even the cutters at 26, curveballs at 30. Going over to this Rays side, nothing too crazy in terms of like being a high strikeout team, right? They're not a crazy high strikeout team against righties on the season. But, you know, when you're middle of the pack, I mean, they're like 22%, which is like 12th. So it's not like they're elite. But when you have a 22% K rate and you're going up against a guy like this, who you're going to have to be getting that foot down real early. I think this is the type of game where you start to see him have to worry about getting more swings and misses because you are throwing in Tampa, right? It's a big difference throwing there. We saw it last night. I think the Yankees hit 3 bombs that would have only been home runs there, right? It's just they're pop-ups, right? And they're getting out. So I think you think about more of the swing and miss stuff. I think you think more curveball sweeper might be intact today more than like his usual, his normal progression, just because you just don't want guys to put the ball in play. Because if it goes up in the air, it has a really high chance of going out. So love the velo, love the movement on his stuff. And I think that grabbing him at 4 strikeouts is pretty wild. Assuming he only goes 5 innings, because that's kind of been what his threshold has been. And then going over to Piante, obviously I always like fading this guy, and I know he's got his curveball's been a lot better lately. But still 16% K rate, still over 41% hard hit percentage. His walk rate has been coming down slowly. I think it's down to like 7.5% walk rate. My thing is I just can't trust this dude. Like I just can't trust him. I think he's going to obviously have to put the ball over the plate in this matchup tonight. The Marlins are my team, dude. They don't strike out, and honestly, they make you work, right? And in this type of spot where, you know, no Stowers, you just see all like Dane Myers, Xavier Edwards, right? All these dudes that just try to put the ball in place. Sanoha, I think is how you say his name, doesn't swing for the fence. They're just trying to put the ball in play, hit the ball hard, and use the team speed, right? Augustin Ramirez obviously been a really good rookie over there as well. It's just going up and down this lineup. It's like, oh, I'm not worried about power here, but you have a ton of speed on a guy who's a heavy ground ball dude, and he gives up hard hit ground balls. So like this is just a recipe that I love when I'm taking a guy to give up hits. A team like the Marlins, who, like I said, just don't strike out a ton, right? And they just don't walk either. They're at 7.9% walk rate against righties. So it's like you're in there, putting the ball in play, making stuff happen on the base pass. It reminds me of the Brewers, right? They're just not too many guys out there swinging for the fence, right? And that's what you want in a hits allowed market, because, you know, you give up 3 and then a bomb, that dude might get pulled. I think Piante is going to be in there, you know, 80, 90 pitches, but it's going to be all these dinks and dunks going. So, yeah, that's I think this is a great spot here for my guy, my fade guy that I've always been targeting here as we move forward. So I think this is a good spot to kind of buy into what they do, right? And we always talk about what the coach wants, and yeah, so I think this is a good spot.
Yeah, no, I like it. I actually really like this combo, honestly. I mean, Piante is a guy, like you said, you faded a decent amount this year. He doesn't really strike people out. It kind of plays into what the Marlins are as this kind of scrappy team. You were going through the guys. I completely agree. I don't remember I said this when you made me think of it. I met Sanoha in a Starbucks across from Wrigley Field, actually, when I was down there in Wrigley before the Marlins game. I was going to watch a movie. There's an Alamo Draft House right across the street from Wrigley, and I was going to see a movie there with my sister, and we walked by, and half of like the rookies, the young guys in the Marlins, are in Starbucks picking up coffee for everyone and stuff. So that was kind of cool. Ran into him, a couple other of the young guys on the team as well. So I always think of that, and I always root for those guys as well. There's kind of random backups on the Marlins, so not a ton to root for all the time, but it was pretty cool running into those guys.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's sweet.
Yeah, and then also, but for the Schittler part, I mean, God, that name is crazy. Oh, that name is crazy.
Yeah, no, I spelled it wrong. It's
I know, but still, I've heard people say
like that. Like the L, like kind of hides in it. Like when I'm looking on Savant, it's like, yeah, but I think it works. Maybe I'll just call him. If he misses his bet, I will never put that L back in there. He's gonna be Schittler forever.
I was gonna say, it depends on how it goes today. But for that part of the analysis, I really liked what you were saying there. And it's actually something I feel dumb for not thinking about more, is like in these little league kind of ballparks, I'm always thinking about the impacts on the players, you know what I mean? But less on the pitchers, kind of stylistically, maybe focusing more on that off speed. Because like you said, you don't want to risk a pop-up turning into a homer against some of these power guys, and when the terrain is working against you, maybe you're a little bit less confident though in 94 down the pipe. Maybe you're going to mix it up with not him, but anyone, you know what I mean? And mix it up with more of that off speed. So I like that.
Yeah, I just think and again, I mentioned already, like he has that cutter. Like maybe we see that cutter that's a 26% whiff rate turn into more curveball, right? Because as a 30% and we're trying to miss bats, we're also trying to be down in the zone too, So it's like that on top of there kind of sits in my head like I don't want this guy putting the ball in play, right? I mean, there's still a lot of power in this lineup, and a lot of lefty power, but there are a ton of swing and miss when you go down like Kim and Yarrow, Lau, and all these dudes. So yeah, it's I think it's just another thing. Like I don't know, it's stuff that I think about as a pitcher that like it's just like I don't want him to put it in play. Like I feel like that's got to be your first thought process. Is a little bit more swing and miss, a little more whiff right here as we move forward.
100%. Yeah, like the combo a lot right there. And I see Professor T in the chat too asking about Ohtani and the Mets combo. I know we just talked about being a little bit scared of that Ohtani number, so I'm guessing you're probably not the biggest fan. I did just check 7 and 8 strikeouts in his last two. He went from 54 pitches up to 80. So 80 is more where it sounds good. You know what I mean? But for me personally, you get when you have a max of 5 innings, that kind of scares the crap out of me,
Yeah. No, I don't mind the Mets spot. Lord hasn't been bad. I watched him pitch against the Crew, and obviously once I got through him, it was pretty bad. But yeah, it was. I don't know, man. I thought he was pretty good. I didn't know he had 96 in the tank, bro. He has 96 in the tank there on top of that little weird arm slot. So. Usually those are the types of guys that spin the ball in and are kind of try to keep you off balance, but he's got a little juice in there, so I don't trust the Mets ever. So I just don't like trusting that team at all.
I feel you. Completely agree. I think Mets fans would probably tell you that too.
I mean, at that point, you might as well just same game parlay with the Dodgers to win, or something. Because Tanner Gordon's fucking ass, dude. That guy sucks. Guy Trevor, haven't seen him in here in a while. Happy to see you back in here, Trevor. Cardinals, Marlins under. Let me see what that's at. What is that sitting at?
8.5. It looks like around -110-ish.
Okay. I mean, I don't hate it. I don't want to bet that when I already have money hoping the guy sucks. Like I'm hoping that Pianta gets blown up. So I get it. I actually kind of like the Marlins in the game.
That's what I was gonna ask. Honestly, next -117 ain't bad, but
like I the thing is both guys have ability to get blown up. Like I think Alcantara could very easily get blown up here in this spot. But I don't know. I'm always nervous with him because he's very hit or miss. He's got I think he has the most games with 5 earned runs allowed this year, which is just kind of screws you over, especially when the Marlins have elite bullpens. Like they don't use them, right? It's just like going there tough to roll with that. When you have high level leverage guys that will not touch the field, right? They will not touch the field if we're getting an early blow up. So, and as a guy betting unders, I bet a lot of unders. That always scares me. That always kind of scares me a little bit when you have to worry about 2 innings of garbage, dude. So, let's take a look. Professor T, your thoughts on KC, Texas? I bet Kansas City last night at plus 110 with the ground being skipped. Either rock or a bullpen game for Texas. Did they announce a starter yet for Texas or no?
I don't see anything listed right now still.
In my opinion, I think Cameron is kind of pitching over his head a little bit here right now. I know he's got really good numbers. I do. But I just have a feeling one of these games is just going to get absolutely shelled. And I don't want to be the guy guessing on that, like guessing the specific game. But, we have a full earned run higher as an expected ERA, right? The Royals bullpen ain't any good, right? It's just, I don't know. I don't like messing around with this Texas team when they're fully healthy offensively. But you also you bet them at plus 110. They're like minus 135 now. So,
I was going to say,
if I could play them at plus 110, fuck yeah, I'd play them. But at this current price, there's no way I can get involved at minus 130 with a guy that I expect to get kind of blown up here relatively soon. And, Wyatt Langford, Seager, and Semien all healthy now for a little bit. It kind of changes things up a little.
Yeah, no, I think you kind of nailed that. I don't like betting on KC at all, honestly. I don't know if I've even bet their money line once this year. I don't know. I feel like there'd be other ways to attack it. But like you said, you beat the market. You did your job. You got plus 110. It's, minus 130 now. You're on the good side of it. So I would just roll with what you got, You did your job. At the end of the day, you gotta beat the market when you can, and you did that. So, whatever happens after that. But
no, for sure. Flame fam, can you go back to regular? I know, dude. They lost the last 2 without me there, but I will be there on Monday.
There you go.
I hate the fact that I had to plan a full day to get there. You have to plan on. I have to park here, I have to walk here, and then I have to take a train in and do that. Bro, you want to go to American Family Field? You just fucking go, and you park your car in a fucking parking lot.
How bad is that though? I'm curious. How much does that cost up there?
On what, a weekend?
Yeah.
On a non-Cubs game, on a non-divisional team, so it's Cardinals and Cubs. I mean, if you're paying for preferred, it's $40. If you're paying for just regular, it's $16.
Mm-hmm.
And then you tailgate the whole time. Yeah, it's $16. You tailgate and you freaking go in there. It's and you also gotta remember it's cheaper beer here, dude. Everything, beer's cheap as shit here. So. It's $16 to not have to waste all that time to go through all the shit. I think it was only $5 for the pass to get back and forth, but it's that was 45 minutes to figure that shit out where I'd be drinking the whole time here. When that happens.
Yeah. No, I get you. For me, the idea of driving to a stadium just seems Nationals only got 2 parking garages. The other ones are 10 blocks away because you're not 10, but you know what I mean. It's a little bit of a hike. You got to pay $40. No. I don't know if we have a $16 tier. I think we're starting at 40. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because there's just less space.
Dude, they have a fuck ton of space.
Yeah.
They have a full preferred lot. They have a whole 2 or 3 opposite lots that go for 15, 20,000 cars deep. You can go like that.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying, dude. You got to work with the cheaper rates here. So it's doing that, and then thinking about people doing I've done the White Sox Stadium once. That sucked. That was horrible trying to figure that shit out. But when you're there, dude, it's just all right, I want to go to a game. You call your buddies, tell them you want to go. I'll put the grill in my car, and we're fucking just out there, and you're out there till. I mean, you don't want to get in if you don't want to until the second inning. You're tailgating for 2 hours, and I don't have to spend shit. And you can bring in stuff. You can bring in stuff there if it's sealed, food and drinks, which is it makes it, exactly. Blue Mountain, yeah. I mean, you can do the free one too and walk over. There's the cheat codes,
The locals are hit, their ways. Hey, no, that sounds like a good time. I gotta hit a Brewers game sometime when I'm maybe in Chicago or something like that. Make that trip out there, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's like an hour. I think it's only 83 miles from Wrigley to American Family. It's not far. So let's get a quick recap here. I don't think I saw any other questions, but we can get to it.
Sounds good. We got Shea Langeliers over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, minus 135 over on Caesars is the best price.
Awesome. I'll be playing Andre Payante, 5 hits allowed with Cam Schleitler. We'll use that until he loses me a bet. Schleitler. We'll use that until he makes me switch that L out. So minus 123 on that one.
Yeah, I still like the other version more, but we'll let him earn it. You know what I mean? We'll let him earn it right here because I do like this parlay. So I want him to cash. I want him to earn the good graces, but we'll see how long it lasts.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sue, anything else for the people today before we get out of here this afternoon?
No, not much. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Yeah, it's been a busy week, but excited to keep it going here. I should have my first NFL future tomorrow posted. I've been working on a little write-up for that, along with just some other, football thoughts in general. So be on the lookout for that. We're almost there, baby. We're almost there. Counting down the days.
Yeah, we'll have to get together here for that Tuesday or Thursday. For NFL preview thing and our best ball draft, like we always do. I don't know if we want to wait till September when it's a little bit closer, and kind of wait till, NFL is kind of getting that itch right before, and you don't have to worry about preseason stuff. We can do something like that too. So I would assume it's probably going to be right into September, like that first week of September. We'll make sure we pop on here and do a best ball draft with you guys here. Any games you guys like for home runs or think have home runs potential? Well, I saw JP Sears is pitching, so he sucked. So
that would be one. That would be one.
JP Sears isn't in San Francisco tonight either, so that's
perfect.
That Kikuchi has been home run prone at home, and then what are you going to pay minus 110 for Ohtani homer tonight? Or
did he hit one yesterday? I saw it was literally plus 100.
Plus 140, and he did.
Yeah.
Good
for him. Shout out to those ticket holders. Imagine being that guy. Because then you got a victory lap it like you did something, and it's like, come on. But really, Ohtani, I don't know. I'm sure, yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. Those odds are hilarious to look at, though. Just good Twitter content.
Yeah, plus 140, bro. That's crazy. For a home run.
I saw ESPN, which is a shit book, but they said he was the lowest price that they'd ever posted yesterday. I think it closed at plus 110. It was the lowest one they've ever had for homer. So, shout out to Ohtani. I wouldn't be betting it, but shout out to Ohtani. He's cooking.
Yeah, and that was a nuke lefty on lefty too. It was pissed out. So yeah, it was congrats to the ticket holders, I guess. That's all I can say for you guys in here. But at one point, his RBI was minus 170. Yeah. No thanks. No thanks. That's absurd. Absolutely absurd to see a number like that. But yeah, it's exciting. It's getting close. Obviously, we probably got like I said, probably 2 weeks, and we'll start really getting NFL content on the show. So baseball still reigns for a few more weeks as we keep this thing going. So appreciate you guys tuning in with us today. We will see you on Friday. Should be just regular everything there. So exciting time. Appreciate you guys for joining us. We'll catch you Friday, and best of luck on all your bets today.